151. Your privacy team uses crypto shredding, deleting encryption keys, as a strategy to delete personally identifiable information, PII. You need to implement this practice on Google Cloud while still utilizing the majority of the platform's services and minimizing operational overhead. What should you do? A. Use client-side encryption before sending data to Google Cloud and delete encryption keys on premises. B. Use Cloud External Key Manager to delete specific encryption keys. C. Use customer-managed encryption keys to delete specific encryption keys. D. Use Google Default Encryption to delete specific encryption keys. The correct answer is C. 152. You need to centralize your team's logs for production projects. You want your team to be able to search and analyze the logs using Logs Explorer. What should you do? A. Enable Cloud Monitoring Workspace and add the production projects to be monitored. B. Use Logs Explorer at the organization level and filter for production project logs. C. Create an aggregate org sync at the parent folder of the production projects and set the destination to a cloud storage bucket. D. Create an aggregate org sync at the parent folder of the production projects and set the destination to a logs bucket. The correct answer is D. 153. You need to use Cloud External Key Manager to create an encryption key to encrypt specific BigQuery data at rest in Google Cloud. Which steps should you do first? A. 1. Create or use an existing key with a unique Uniform Resource Identifier, URI, in your Google Cloud project. 2. Grant your Google Cloud project access to a supported external key management partner system. B1. Create or use an existing key with a unique Uniform Resource Identifier, URI, in Cloud Key Management Service, Cloud KMS. 2. In Cloud KMS, grant your Google Cloud project access to use the key. C1. Create or use an existing key with a unique Uniform Resource Identifier, URI, in a supported external key management partner system. 2. In the external key management partner system, grant access for this key to use your Google Cloud project. D1. Create an external key with a unique Uniform Resource Identifier, URI, in Cloud Key Management Service, Cloud KMS. 2. In Cloud KMS, grant your Google Cloud project access to use the key. The correct answer is C. 154. Your company's cloud security policy dictates that VM instances should not have an external IP address. You need to identify the Google Cloud service that will allow VM instances without external IP addresses to connect to the Internet to update the VMs. Which service should you use? A. Identity Aware Proxy. B. Cloud NAT. C. TCP/UDP Load Balancing. D. Cloud DNS. The correct answer is B. Cloud NAT. (155). You want to make sure that your organization's cloud storage buckets cannot have data publicly available to the internet. You want to enforce this across all cloud storage buckets. What should you do? A. Remove owner roles from end users and configure cloud data loss prevention. B. Remove owner roles from end users and enforce domain restricted sharing in an organization policy. C. Configure uniform bucket level access and enforce domain restricted sharing in an organization policy. D. Remove *setIAM policy permissions from all roles and enforce domain restricted sharing in an organization policy. The correct answer is C. 156. Your company plans to move most of its IT infrastructure to Google Cloud. They want to leverage their existing on-premises Active Directory as an identity provider for Google Cloud. Which 2 steps should you take to integrate the company's on-premises Active Directory with Google Cloud and configure access management? Choose 2. A. Use Identity Platform to provision users and groups to Google Cloud. B. Use Cloud Identity SAML integration to provision users and groups to Google Cloud. C. Install Google Cloud Directory Sync and connect it to Active Directory and Cloud Identity. D. Create Identity and Access Management (IAM) roles with permissions corresponding to each Active Directory group. E. Create Identity and Access Management (IAM) groups with permissions corresponding to each Active Directory group. The correct answer is C and E. C. Install Google Cloud Directory Sync and connect it to Active Directory and Cloud Identity. E. Create Identity and Access Management (IAM) groups with permissions corresponding to each Active Directory group. (157) You are in charge of creating a new Google Cloud organization for your company. Which 2 actions should you take when creating the super administrator accounts? Choose 2. A. Create an access level in the Google Admin Console to prevent super admin from logging in to Google Cloud. B. Disable any identity and access management (IAM) roles for super admin at the organization level in the Google Cloud Console. C. Use a physical token to secure the super admin credentials with multi-factor authentication (MFA). D. Use a private connection to create the super admin accounts to avoid sending your credentials over the internet. E. Provide non-privileged identities to the super admin users for their day-to-day activities. The correct answer is C and E. C. Use a physical token to secure the super admin credentials with multi-factor authentication (MFA). E. Provide non-privileged identities to the super admin users for their day-to-day activities. (158) You are deploying a web application hosted on Compute Engine. A business requirement mandates that application logs are preserved for 12 years and data is kept within European boundaries. You want to implement a storage solution that minimizes overhead and is cost-effective. What should you do? A. Create a cloud storage bucket to store your logs in the Europe West 1 region. Modify your application code to ship logs directly to your bucket for increased efficiency. B. Configure your Compute Engine instances to use the Google Cloud's Operations Suite Cloud Logging Agent to send application logs to a custom log bucket in the Europe West 1 region with a custom retention of 12 years. C. Use a pub/subtopic to forward your application logs to a cloud storage bucket in the Europe West 1 region. D. Configure a custom retention policy of 12 years on your Google Cloud's Operations Suite log bucket in the Europe West 1 region. The correct answer is B. Configure your compute engine instances to use the Google Cloud's Operations Suite Cloud Logging Agent to send application logs to a custom log bucket in the Europe West 1 region with a custom retention of 12 years. (159). You discovered that sensitive personally identifiable information, PII, is being ingested to your Google Cloud environment in the daily ETL process from an on-premises environment to your BigQuery datasets. You need to redact this data to obfuscate the PII, but need to re-identify it for data analytics purposes. Which components should you use in your solution? Choose 2. A. Secret Manager. B. Cloud Key Management Service. C. Cloud Data Loss Prevention with Cryptographic Hashing. D. Cloud Data Loss Prevention with Automatic Text Redaction. E. Cloud Data Loss Prevention with Deterministic Encryption using AES-SIV. The correct answer is B and E. 160. You are working with a client that is concerned about control of their encryption keys for sensitive data. The client does not want to store encryption keys at rest in the same cloud service provider, CSP, as the data that the keys are encrypting. Which Google Cloud encryption solutions should you recommend to this client? Choose 2. A. Customer-supplied encryption keys. B. Google Default Encryption. C. Secret Manager. D. Cloud External Key Manager. E. Customer Managed Encryption Keys. The correct answer is A and D. A. Customer Supplied Encryption Keys. D. Cloud External Key Manager.